Hello, it's day 6 of the quarantine, and I've adapted to a morning routine. This is something I've been doing every single day for the past 6 days, and I wake up usually. I wake up around 8, but I get out of bed around 9. Because the first thing I do is I turn on the TV to see if there's any new updates, and then I'll pray a little bit, for the day. We're living each day by day. I've been eating oatmeal every day with blueberries and kiwis because blueberries have a ton of antioxidants and they're really good, and kiwis also have a ton of, I think they have more vitamin C than oranges, so I've been loading up on a lot of that. And of course, my daily green tea. This one is the Yogi brand, and it has kombucha, so it's a kombucha green tea. I've been looking up all these things we can eat and take and drink to make our immune system strong. So I've been loading up on that. I've been giving Papa Chico a ton of, I bought elderberry syrup to give him because I want his immune system to be as strong as it can be, because he is in his 60s, so I want to keep him as healthy as I possibly can. So they're recommending, from what I've heard, they're recommending to drink a lot of warm liquids because that helps with, like, if you have anything in your throat, to clear it out and send it down to the stomach acids. So from what I've heard, so that's what I've been doing, drinking a lot of warm liquids and a lot of water. They're saying nothing too cold, more like warm liquids. So that's what I've been doing. So I'm gonna have my breakfast now, and then I did get to clean my desk a little bit. I had to look. Before all this, I bought my Cricut machine because I wanted to start creating shirts and stuff for my online business, my little venture. And so now I had to make space for my Cricut machine and my makeup, my vanity essentials. So I did that yesterday. I fixed it. If you guys would have seen the big pile of stuff that was on there before. So I got that done yesterday. Also, shout out to Mr. Kate for this tray. It's really coming in handy right now. I love having breakfast in bed. So this little tray is coming in very handy because it keeps my tea in place and my bowl there. If not, there would be a very big mess on my bed. So yeah, shout out to Mr. Kate. Thank you so much for this tray. Alright guys, so it's now the next day. Remember, I unboxed the Pez powder from the Spiritu box. So I chopped up some cucumbers and some oranges, and we're going to be trying how good this is. It's saltier than tahini. I have that nice spice. It's good. Spices up a little bit your fruits that you're eating. But I do feel it's a little too salty. But it's good. It's good, but I prefer tahini better because it's not as salty, and tahini tastes a little bit more like candy. This one tastes more like seasoning, like fruit seasoning, and tahini tastes like candy. Like, remember that Lucas we used to eat as kids? Oh, that reminds so many good memories. All the cavities. So I'm eating my bowl of vitamins, trying to stay as healthy as I can during these times. I've also been using this time to declutter and clean my closet little by little. I have way too much clothes. So that's what that mess back there is. That is the bye-bye pile. So that's what I've gotten rid of so far, and I still have a few more containers to go through. I'm trying to purge all the unnecessary things I have in my closet. So far that's what that pile is back there. And then my daily crocheting yarns over there. Hello, tiny tribe. So I found this beauty in our storage closet, but I don't know what's wrong with it. I've looked at numerous YouTube videos already, and because the bobbin, I think it's not calibrated, so the needle is not working properly. It wasn't picking up the bottom thread, but I finally got it through. But now when I try to practice on here, see, the needle is just going through, but the thread is not. I tried everything, so I'm just gonna have to wait to get it looked at by a professional. On the Cricut website, I found they released what's it called? A template to make face masks. I know these are not, like they say, they're not CDC approved, but hey, something is better than nothing. And I think like everybody that's going out should be wearing a mask, because like they say, there's people that are walking around with this virus in their system. They're not showing any symptoms, but they're spreading it around to people. And we have a lot of our family members out there shopping. We have elderly people out there shopping, vulnerable people out there shopping. So I think everybody should be walking out with masks, you know, to contain it in their bodies and stop the spread of it. But that's just my opinion. Since I couldn't get the sewing machine to work, I'm gonna have to sew this by hand. Good thing I have this little handy dandy little sewing thing. I have thread, I have needle. We're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. So I'm gonna try to sew all of this by hand. Cricut does have the templates for these on their website. And if you look up on YouTube, there's also people that give tutorials. They'll have the template in the description box. So for those of you wanting to do some face masks, you can find those there. But as always, like the CDC says, they're not N95, which are the ones that filter out 95% of, you know, anything that can go through. But like I said, this is better than nothing, and in my opinion, everybody should be walking with masks out, either to contain it, and it protects you 50-50. So I'm gonna get to sewing. Let's see, I'll check in back later to see how this goes. Mind you, I don't think I've ever sewn anything in my life, but now's the time to learn. Good morning, tiny tribe. It's day 12 of the quarantine, and today I changed it up a little bit, and I made myself a peanut butter and banana toast. We were able to find bread in the stores, so I changed it up from my routine of oatmeal. So today we're eating some of this. It's really good. I've never tried this before, and I don't know why, but it tastes so good. And of course oh, that's hot. My green tea kombucha. I like to have green tea every morning because they say that it has a lot of antioxidant properties, and that's what our bodies need right now. This is by the brand Yogi, and I like that it always has a nice little message on here. This one says, live by your inner knowledge and strength. So that's that. All right, guys, so after many tries, after numerous videos on YouTube, I finally got the machine to work. I was about to give up. I don't like to give up, and I was about to. And then I came across this video, and this man had that exact same machine, the exact same problem. So thanks to him, I was able to fix the machine and save $90, because that's what he said the sewing place was going to charge him to do that. And it was something so simple. I had to like turn it over, open the bottom up, and calibrate it, and it worked perfectly. So now I was able to do, see, since I wasn't getting it to work yesterday, I did this one, and I sewed this one by hand, and then this one I sewed with the machine. I ran out of the elastic thing. I had this one in my sewing kit, luckily, but I ran out. So I grabbed some yarn and I put that, and it works pretty well. Look. See? Covers pretty well my nose, my mouth. So the one I did on the machine, and ooh, lint. And then this one that goes all over, like on top of the head. So I was able to make two, because I have to go do grocery shopping. I don't want to, but our fridge is running low on veggies, and I have to do laundry, but I have to get up really early. That way I've gone before big groups of people go. So if I can do this, I know you guys can. I had never touched a sewing machine in my life, and pretty much I've never sewn anything even by hand, and I was able to get it down. I got the templates. There's a lot of templates going around right now, so yeah, look for one, and you have the time to do some for your family, for yourself. And yeah, I recommend you guys make some little masks, just practice. My throat's been feeling weird, but I think it's irritated from all the chemicals, because I clean the floors every day in my house, and I wipe down, you know, what they recommend. And I feel like it's been getting irritated. I'm not used to using too many chemicals around the house, and we don't have options for what is it, eco-friendly cleaning products right now. Gotta use what we have. All right, tiny tribe, so that completes the second week of quarantine. So in this week alone, I found one of these in my storage closet, so I decided I want to start journaling this whole ordeal. So I started yesterday. So I'm just writing down things I've done that day, how I felt, what I ate, you know, like a journal, like a diary. This is the pint-sized diaries. So I have been putting it on paper now, and I like to write stuff that stuck out throughout the day, stuff I did. And on this page, I wrote down things I've learned in the past 2 weeks, which are, I can cook. I've been cooking every single day. On my weekly, I think I've gone out grocery shopping once a week just to stock up on vegetables and fruits, because we've been eating a lot of that daily, you know, incorporating that into our diet, which I highly recommend for you guys to load up on fruits and vegetables. Please, that'll do wonders for your immune system. And so yeah, we've incorporated a lot of fruits and vegetables, and I highly recommend you guys buy some vitamins, vitamin D3, vitamin C, some elderberry. They sell them in, like, they look like cough drops, and they also have a syrup that I highly recommend too, that it'll boost your immunity. I love garlic, so I've been incorporating that a lot in the food as well, which also serves like a social distancing defense mechanism, because when people smell the garlic, they'll back away. So that's a good defense mechanism. I also, thanks to YouTube, I learned how to fix a sewing machine. I found a sewing machine in my storage. There's a lot of things in my storage closet that I've been digging through and finding, but I found a sewing machine, and I was so excited to practice sewing, and when I plugged it in, it wasn't working. So I looked up a video on how to set it up, and so I did that, and the threading was giving me trouble. So upon video that I looked through, I finally came across a guy that had the exact same machine with the exact same problem. So I was able to fix the machine, and then I also there's this template online that with my Cricut machine, it cuts fabrics, so I was able to, they released a template to make your own face masks. So I used the machine to cut out the template, but there's also, if you don't have that machine, you can also look, there's a ton of videos right now on YouTube that you can look up, and they'll provide you with templates. So you can cut out, and the first one I made it, since the machine wasn't working, I sewed it by hand. And then this one, I did it with the machine. Honestly though, I think that the one I did by hand came out way better than this one, because it came out all crooked. Since it was my first time using a sewing machine, but I made one for myself and one for Papa Chico. And since there's no elastic, I had enough for a few, but with this one I ran out of elastic, so I used some yarn. And then, you see, I made my own, and it has like a little pocket here, so you can put some kind of filter. I'm thinking I'm gonna use a coffee filter to put it in between here, you know, for an extra layer of protection, because I do have to, unfortunately, go wash my clothes, and we have to go to the laundromat, so I'm taking my little mask with me. Honestly, they say that healthy people shouldn't be wearing masks, but I think everybody who goes out in public should be wearing a mask, because like they say, nobody knows who has it, so assume everybody has it. And wouldn't it be logical to go out with a mask to keep it in? And that's what I'm thinking. And you know, since there's a shortage, there's a ton of DIY videos out there that you can look up and grab the best fabric you have. Or I had a pillowcase, as you can see, and I cut that up because it was that nice fabric they recommended to be 100% cotton. So I used that, I cut it up, and I was able to make like 3 masks out of that, and probably even more. So I highly encourage you guys, if you can't find any for purchase, to make your own. And a lot of my small business friends who do custom jobs with fabric, they've also started doing homemade masks, and I'll link some of them down below so you guys can check them out if you are. I'm pretty sure they can ship all over the US, so I'll list them down below so you guys can check them out. If you can't make your own, maybe you can check them out and purchase some for yourself and your family. And let's see what else. Oh, like I said, I did learn to cook. I have some culinary training. I went to a culinary program to my local community college. I did that for 3 years. 2 years of cooking and then 1 of baking. So now my dad's like, oh, now you're putting into practice everything you learned. And so far, everything we've been eating has been good. And I've learned to eat healthier. There's a time where I was eating healthy. I was juicing a lot, and And because I was researching all the stuff that's in our food, all the additives, all the preservatives, so for a while I stopped eating everything, like all conventional stuff, like cereals, even like dairy stuff. Like, I didn't go full vegan, but I went vegetarian. I went vegetarian for a while, and then I fell off of that wagon and I started not caring. I'm like, oh, I gave up, and I started eating what we eat here, the fast food, the cereals like Lucky Charms and all that stuff, my favorite. But now I'm going back and I'm jumping back on that healthy wagon, and I'm eating a lot healthier now. I incorporate, even if I scramble an egg, I'll chop up some tomatoes, some spinach, some onion, some garlic. I'll throw that in there to incorporate veggies into my diet. And even if it's a smoothie, if you're doing a fruit smoothie, hide some veggies in there too. Throw some in there. And the fruit, the sweetness of the fruit will, for those of you that don't like vegetables, it'll hide it in there. And then, let's see, what else did I write here? Things I've learned to love is making homemade food, having time to create, and my favorite thing is eating oatmeal with fresh blueberries and kiwis every morning. I love that. It's so good. It's helped my stomach out a lot, and it's made it more regular. TMI, I know, but I suffered a lot not being regular. And then I just wrote here, my little daily routine is I usually wake up around 9:30 because that's when my bells are saying it's time to go. So I have to get up because of that. And then I'll go to the kitchen, prepare my oatmeal and a tea, a kombucha. It's green tea kombucha. That's another thing I recommend, is drinking green tea every day, because it's very, very high in antioxidants, which is also great for your immunity. So I'll do that, my bowl of oatmeal and a cup of hot green tea. I use the Yogi brand. I love that brand. And then I'll watch on some YouTube. My favorite YouTuber she speaks Spanish. Her name is Isabel Vlogs. I don't know, she's very comforting, and I like watching her. I love eating my oatmeal and watching her vlogs. They're so, it calms me in a way, like I imagine my voice calms some of you. That's the effect she has on me too. And then I'll go and disinfect everything. I'll wet a towel with some disinfecting spray, and I'll wipe off all the doorknobs and all the light switches and the sink. I go through the whole house because I do live with my dad and my aunt, and they do tend to go out. My aunt goes out to work. She has to go work because she works with disabled people, so unfortunately she does not get to take the day off. And my dad, once in a while, he'll go out to work. Luckily, he doesn't work around a lot of people, so that gives me a little comfort too. But anyways, I digress. I go around and I disinfect everything. I pass the floor vacuum every single day, and it's crazy how much dust and hair it picks up every day, even though I do it every day. So I'll do that, and then mop, and then I'll sit down to crochet a little bit. I think by the time winter comes, God willing, I'll have a ton of headbands made. What are all those noises? Nobody's home right now. I'm gonna hear a bunch of noises. It's the neighbors. And then I'll cook dinner around 5 or 6. That's when we usually get hungry, so I'll prep dinner. I've been in the kitchen quite a lot. Also, decluttering and organizing the cabinets. It's surprising and a little bit embarrassing how long I was out of our kitchen, because we've always just every day was to work and then come back, and On the weekends, we would go out and not pay attention to the kitchen. So now that I was cleaning out the cabinets, I was finding a ton of expired things. So it see, this is also the silver lining of this all is making us take a step back and slow down and dedicate time to things we had left forgotten or pushed to the side. So in a way, it's like it's a little silver lining there. And then throughout the day, I'll pray. I usually pray when I wake up for a nice good blessing for the day. And if I'm feeling a little too anxious, or if my dad goes out, I'll usually pray. Then I'll pray 3 times a day, just like we have 3 meals a day. I'll pray 3 times a day. And then, let's see, I usually do a little bit of organization. Mostly it's been in the kitchen, and I need to dedicate some time in my room. But I've spent a lot of time in here so far that I've been out in the kitchen and in the living room organizing things. So hopefully I get to dedicate a little time to my cabinets in the room. And yeah, things that I miss, I wrote here, is hugging my dad. I'm somebody that likes to be so close to my dad and hugging him, but due to the social distancing, I've even for him, for his safety, we've had to, you know, keep that distance. I also miss going on adventures outside, outdoors. You guys, it's spring. It's when everything is blooming and there's hills full of flowers and everything is so green and blooming. I just want to be out there. Maybe I can take a drive out with Papa Chico out somewhere. Not get off the car, but just see nature. And then my trips to the Dollar Tree and the 99-cent store to pick up crafting items and stuff to DIY. I miss those little trips. Guys, I got these glasses last month, but I love them, but they keep sliding off. I forgot to get them adjusted, and now I just have to wear them like that. But it's okay. Whew, okay, so that was my first 2 weeks of quarantine. What have you guys learned to do? What these noises? What have you guys learned to do? What new hobbies have you picked up? Tell me. And I do highly suggest you guys find a little notebook and journal a little bit so you can look back and see. I know it's hard times and you don't want to look back, but it's fun to like see what you were doing that day. As a kid, I never journaled, so now as an adult, it's therapeutic in a way because you're letting stuff out and you're writing it down. And I really like that. But anyways, I hope you guys are safe. Please be safe. As always, wash your hands 20 seconds, sing happy birthday twice. Sing it for yourself, sing it for your family. Do that twice. And just practice all the precautionary measures. And the best medicine I can tell you is eat your veggies, eat your fruits, drink vitamins, please. Okay, so I'll check back in with you guys. And I'm blabbing now, so I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.